All right, here we go. Hey, tours. It's your boy Domination. This is back in the basics. You're gonna do this is how we do it, Texas, baby. Again, the overplace, 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 overplace gonna get it. Overplace gonna get it. Overplace gonna get it. Overplace gonna get it. It's right back in the basic. Check out this is how we do it, Texas, baby. Man, I know it's back. No, it is. No, it is. No, it is. Real men rise up. Fake men rise down. Real women rise up. Fake women rise down. Brought to bar preach and preach on. And today's topic we're going to talk about is, let me tell you something what no such thing is, man. We all divided by one and conquer each one and one each is all. We all one, we all equals one. What I mean by this? There is no such anything. There is no such thing as so called race. Pure race. Who's superior, who's inferior. It's bullshit. All of this is a racial propaganda, is pushed to keep races, to separate races and separate to interact one another, to learn other people's culture, learn other person's culture. We all one. Let's not forget that. And why I say this, let's go at the white brothers and sisters. You got white brothers and sisters think they've been conditioned to think that their race is more superior to other races. In other words, they got everything handed out to them. But that ain't always the case. You got whites been in a messed up position as blacks, Latinos, Asian, Middle East, and everyone else. They got problems. But some can be good, some can be bad. Don't be fooled. Don't be setting yourself alarm because all that stuff is pushing this white supremacy. That's what white supremacy is really about. To see the American only color of beauty that is white. They think white is better, but nothing is not better. Even white is nothing even better. White is not better. No one is not better. No one. Only better is better than and better of yourself and other nationality, other people. And fight against white supremacy. And they can understand what it is. And don't try to earn to get white guilt. Because once you earn white guilt to make them ashamed to be who they are and where they come from, regardless what their ancestors done or not, they should be proud of being their heritage. Just like blacks should be proud of their heritage, where they come from. Like Latino, Asian, anybody. But it's been conditioned. All when you say anti-racism, it's like code word for anti-white. It does make sense if you really look at it. For other race gonna feel they superior to their race just as much as whites, and people infuriated. See, people been white, but I get why some white people feel the way they do. But I kind of feel sorry for them because they've been conditioned to think like that. They do, because they broke them in 4 category groups, like they do the blacks, like they do the Latinos, like they do the Asian or Middle East, and so on, and even American Indian, aka Native Americans. Native Americans only messing with the Mongols, the Negroes, and the carcass race. Let's be honest. This is the truth. Now I get why there's so much divided going on. Now I see why 4 different races been separated from amongst each other. But no matter what they is, what they do, they should be proud for what they are. But don't be racist. Anybody shouldn't be racist. Even my folks shouldn't be got the mindset as white brothers and sisters. But they do. They pass it on. White people, even though created the same genetic and the same ungenetic problem. Now you got blacks think like that as well. Asian, Middle East, everybody's slaving everybody. And let's go to the black race. The black race, my folks always thought they superior. I mean, they not superior. My folks always thought they inferior. But that's not true. Inferior to what? They're depressors, or you allowed them to make you depressed or undepressed them. Because I feel like this, regardless of that be proud of being black. Be proud of it. Just like they same thing, be proud of being white. I mean, it's ridiculous. Nothing infuriate anybody. Other race can feel like they infuriate. Anybody can think like that. But the fact of the main is, everybody gonna feel like the other race, even though blacks passing the mindset infuriate, other race of people think like that. See, white people are like the yin and black people are the yang. The yin and yang, they like the masonry black checkerboard. You gotta play chess. It's important because It show you how the game roll and game been made to roll. Guard your peace and make sure that that you guard your peace just like they much to guard your peace. Because each piece that guard and play piece that you take their guard or play the piece, just like you take the game play their piece. All right, you got to get it. You got to understand that. Play chess. You'll see what I'm talking about. But I want to say to this, man. Let's go to Asian. You got Asians think that they are smarter than any other race of people, which is not true. Whites think the same way. This is why they close near to each other, even much as close to black. Let's be honest. It is the truth. It is the truth. One thing about Asian, they think that they ching up eyes. They got to get their eyes straight. They've been conditioned to think like that, and they can't. They trying to say they're bad drivers, and they mock their language and the art of no. They don't understand the meaning of their culture, but they got a beautiful culture like every other race of people of culture. They should be proud to be Asian. And last but not least, who the red is? The red is Native Americans that shed blood, that died for this country just as much as we do. And then you got the Middle East and Latino brothers and all that. They always portrayed as Native Americans, always teary-eyed, crying and going to war because Indians always considered the bad guys, outlawed of the cowboys, and taking each other land, don't want to share the land with the Europeans, even though they grew a part of creation of Thanksgiving, even though the Pilgrims and the Native Americans did it together. But it was the Native Americans brought into the Pilgrims to make this family gathering to come together. What my point is this? My point is this: there is no such thing as no pure race. If blacks and whites and Latinos and Asian, everybody else can fight a racism against of all one and go towards of the racial propaganda, racism will be in completely. But the problem is there's some group of people don't want racism to go on because they can't identify who is black, who is white, who is Latino, who is Asian anymore. Bottom line is you got to keep people separate, even though they bad in part different ways. But one thing you got to keep us, of unit and unified together, because even though we come from all different parts, we all come from related, the same struggle, the same rights, the same freedom, the same equal, the same quality, and the ways of life and the ways to live. But I'll tell you this: there is no such thing as no pure race. You got the first white, the first black, the first Asian, the first Latino, the first. Everybody came first. The first last. The last whites, the last blacks, the last Asian, the last. Everybody last. Even if the black dominant and the white dominant, the black dominant, doesn't matter. The point is this: all racism has been set up by four different each corner. It's like a blueprint to map out to reclass and classify three different class systems: the poor, the rich, and the middle class. It's trying to keep us distracted, keep us to see the real enemy of the hidden of the pyramid of the hidden Eiffel Tower eye. Why you think they call Egypt two different of the land of Egypt, the black land and the red land? You got to understand, we all come from one and one from each is in, each is on. But get off of this black supremacy, white supremacy. Fight black supremacy just as much you fight white supremacy. All this shit is trying to keep everybody and conquer divided. If you still believe in this so-called racism, again, you've been fooled, you've been tricked, you've been had, and you've been took. But you know what? I don't feel sorry for whites and blacks and Latinos and Asian that buying this racial propaganda shit. This racial propaganda need to be fucking destroyed. But it's our own it's our own government and annexation people has something to do with this. And everybody else take the part. But those who are going to be held responsible, go hold accountable, remain checked and responsible. power to people, power to all people of life of color, and each has have to be preached in, preach on, and they got to give a one love divided from whole, tired, divided human race, all one human race, the last human race. Each in and each is on, and loves in and loves on. And that's all I can say about that. And it's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basic. Chuck the Deuce is how we do Texas, baby. Until next time, all right? All right. Peace, and I'm out.